Well, first, releasing on that day is important to me. I always want to bring about some different type of emotion on a very sad day. The book is essentially written to take very divisive topics and give the story behind each stance. So whether it's, guns and, one person loves guns, one person kind of doesn't like them, I kind of give my story of losing my mom the way I did. And so I feel a little uncomfortable around guns, and people usually understand once they hear my story. Vice versa, somebody that grew up around them their whole life, went hunting every weekend with their grandfather, probably love them. And so we give both sides of every story, and we talk about these very divisive things in a way that is not divisive.
And you speak to so many people throughout the year, thousands of people. Talk about the importance of storytelling and doing it in a way, especially with a topic like this that can be controversial, doing it in a way that's understanding and welcoming of all people.
Yeah, I think right now in our world, it's a lot of this side versus that side. And when I wrote this book, I figured that storytelling is so important, because if we want to change somebody's heart or just give them a different perspective, you have to hear somebody's story. Another example in the book is border control. One person may lose their small business due to different salaries being smaller because of immigrants, and another person says, hey, I lost a family member trying to get to this country, the U.S. And so we always give these different stories, and it's heartfelt. And so no matter what side somebody's on, at the end of the book, they should say, man, even if I don't change my heart or my mind, like, I understand. And that's the goal of the book, so people understand both sides of every single stance.
And the date, going back to when you're releasing this book on the 8th anniversary of such a tragic day for Charleston that impacted you directly with your mother being killed. How are you honoring her by releasing it on this day?
Yeah, there's a really good book that says, train a child up in the way they should go. When they grow old, they won't depart from it. And so for me, I'm trying to make my mom proud. Whether it's my mom or my dad, both of my parents, since they're gone, I want people to look at me and say, man, this guy was raised the right way. And releasing this book, hopefully, the first 500 I'll sign. So if people go to chrissingleton.com in the shop tab, they'll see the book, and the first 500 that get it, I'll sign it and have a little note, whether it's about me, my family, or a scripture that I love. I think my mom would be proud. It'll be in local bookstores here in Charleston, but mainly loveyourneighborbrand.com or chrissingleton.com, and the shop tab is where they can get the book. And I wrote this book because I'm a person that loves to read stories when they're reading. If it's a bunch of just statistics and this and that, it kind of loses me a little bit. And so, of course, we've got some hard facts in there, but we also have stories about different people's lives, whether it's my life, a friend of mine. And so I think people will dive in and they won't be able to put it down.
Well, thank you so much. You're always such a pleasure to have on the show. So thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you.